Here with former NFL player Jordan Byrd, who is a New Mexico great, played for Manzano High School, played in the ABQ. Jordan, tell me what the whole purpose of you being here was today.
Man, I was just here to really educate the coaches on really developing kids from the ground up. You know, definitely as being the youth coach, you definitely want to stick to basically the basics of the fundamentals of building IQ for football players.
Go ahead and tell us a little bit of your history.
Okay, I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Played here. I played for Del Norte. We won 3 Super Bowls in the ABQ. I ended up playing for El Dorado East for my last year. Went off to play at Manzano. Stayed there for most of my years. I ended up switching to be a quarterback. Played there.
I
won my state championship my senior year there with Coach Adcox. And I went off to play at San Diego State. Was a punt return, kick return, running back as well too. I was a 2-time Mountain West All-Time first team. And then I went off to play with the Steelers all the way up to the last preseason game, and then I ended up going to Canada playing there, and I came back and played for the Duke City Gladiators.
How do you feel about, New Mexico isn't really known for developing a lot of kids that go to the league. How did you feel getting there?
For me, it felt like a blessing, man. I had definitely the right people around me, my family, my friends, and my coaches as well, too. Coach Adcox was definitely one of the coaches that really pushed me to be that player, to really excel, and definitely my teammates as well. They definitely pushed me to develop myself as a great athlete. Coach Adcox was definitely here talking, and it was good to see that, seeing him and seeing myself as well. So he improved me as a player and as a human being as well, too.
Now to transition back to you coming to New Mexico, can you tell us what you're doing in the community now?
Right now, I'm transitioning to be a professional trainer. I'm out here trying to develop these kids as well too, professional through youth athletes as well, and adults. Definitely here to develop the health of kids, keeping them injury prevention, keeping them on the field and not with us as well too. So we're definitely training them, but we want them to keep them on the field.
Now let's go back. What's the difference between a trainer and a certified trainer, basically, which you're getting a professional? Can you give me?
Between a professional trainer and a trainer, I feel like professional trainers definitely have the more experience, more advanced, book knowledge and experience knowledge as well too, knowing how to develop a kid, how to keep a kid on the field, for being injury-free as well too. So.
And you're also coaching as well, right? Where are you coaching at now currently?
I'm actually coaching at Sleepville High School. I'm a running backs coach and special teams coordinator.
So they're with Coach House?
I am, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
and how is that being? Coach House is from the Lobos, from Rio Rancho. He was actually my coach too.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
So how is it working with him?
It's actually really good seeing them on the other side. Definitely I've been playing against him in high school and in college, so being on his side definitely is a great honor. I'm blessed to have him as my head coach, and he's definitely going to develop Cibola. I can see it already, just from the summer workouts and being with him and developing as a coaching staff, definitely is going to be really good.
We appreciate it. Once again, you heard from Jordan Byrd, former NFL player, coaching now at Cibola High School. Jordan, appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
So, put your hands together for Jordan Byrd. Today we're talking about building smart, safe, and skilled athletes. The injury prevention, fundamentals, and off-season training right here. So basically what we're talking about is really developing our kids. We're starting with youth athletes. ABQ youth athletes. We want to develop athletes to get into high school, college, and maybe we can get them into the professional league right here as well. Here's some of my accomplishments. I went to San Diego State. Actually, I went to Manzano. And I was Manzano, played with Coach Adcox, and he was just up here talking. Great guy, great coach. We had our ups and downs of me being a quarterback. That wasn't my stand of playing football, but he knew that was something that was going to help us as a team, and he ended up getting us a state championship my senior year. So he definitely knew what he was doing, and got us to where we needed to be. I went to San Diego State. Also, I got my bachelor's degree of arts and liberal science. In 2017, I was freshman of the year of San Diego State. And also, I was on the Paul Arnie Award watch list. I was a 2-time All Mountain West first team award for kick return and punt return. And I went off to play with the Steelers. Played up to all the way to the last preseason game. Also, I went up to Canada and played for the Toronto Argonauts. And I got traded, went up to play for Duke City Gladiators here in Albuquerque. Played there for about five games. Pretty nice, good. Played back in New Mexico. See you guys as well too. Then I went off to play back in Canada again, playing for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. All right, going into this, why does this matter? Having fundamentals for these kids. Youth football is on the rise. You know, we're getting more kids coming in. If you guys have seen around the world, California, Texas, these kids are developing in a great way. So we're definitely, I feel like we're not behind, but we can get even more of a step of getting our youth kids to be more skilled and athletic right here. So also, while kids are on the rise, we also have injury concerns. A lot of kids we'll be talking about on the next slide is our injuries right here. So our job as coaches, we need to be leaders for our players instead of leaving them to victories. We also need to develop them as long-term successful athletes. Right. Early coaching decisions shape players' safety, confidence, and IQ. Definitely got to have confidence. Definitely got to have IQ getting onto the field. That's how you have a great athlete. You have great athletes on the field, a confident player on the field. You have less injuries, you have less mistakes, and there's not a lot of stuff that you have to do if the kid is know what they're doing on that field. We go back on the ball. I have to say this as a trainer as well, say this as a coach. We are here to help, not hurt. We're not here to hurt these kids. We're not here to punish these kids. We're here to develop these kids as athletes. Here we go with the injuries. We have 62% of injuries happen in games. I feel like that's so high because we're playing against another team. We don't know how that team is going to be handling its injury prevention tactics. So for practice, we have to limit full contact. I know we love to see big hits. You know, we love the Oklahomas and drills like that, but we definitely have to limit those type of practices right here. Taking a look at that for our warm-ups, we got to have a proper warm-up for our kids. You know, from beginning of practice to end of practice, we always teach us as a trainer, you definitely have to have a proper warm-up. Proper warm-ups definitely reduce a lot of injuries, mobility, reaction, position specific. For the reaction, I love having reaction drills for my kids, especially as a trainer. One of my favorite drills is definitely using tennis balls, getting the brain reactive. Once you have your brain reactive, that's when you start to get these kids to really understand what they're doing. Especially getting kids coming from classes, you're getting kids coming from school, they don't want to be out there practicing. They just want to go home and play the game and, you know, just do what they want to do right there. So we got our techniques, teaching safe tackle, head up, shoulder leverage, prioritize positioning over collisions. So with that 30% or max 30% of practices of contact, we definitely need to use that prioritize positioning over collisions. Definitely finding the angles of where we're tackling, finding the angles of where we're blocking as well too, on offense and defense. So why fundamentals win? Fundamentals are the foundation of football. If we don't have fundamentals, man, we don't know what we're doing on the field. Like I said, like I like to preach to some of my kids that I train is coaches coach, players play. The coaches, if the coaching, players are gonna play. You never want to be one of those coaches that are just punishing kids for no reason, man. You don't, if they're not doing something right, go back to the foundations, go back to the fundamentals of knowing what we're doing as a coach. We're out there to help these kids, man. So develop ability, control, and awareness right here for your kids as well too. Especially the control. If you have a kid that's out there controlling on the field, you don't have to worry about a lot of injuries, especially during practices. So being aware. Awareness is the best thing of athletes being on the field is awareness. So players who understand why make smarter, safer decisions. So if the kid knows what he's doing on the field, knows why he's on the field, knows why he's going to make that tackle, or he knows why he's going to make this angle, is a better player, better and smart player right there. Builds confidence in these players. So the kid knows that why, he has confidence in knowing what he's going to do on that field. So the results of reps, outcomes of early fundamentals. So number one, is number one right here, awareness, better and awareness. If a kid is aware, you don't really have to worry about that kid right there. You know, it's definitely something that he knows what he's doing on the field, especially as a team. If you have a leader on the team, kids will follow. With the confidence, self-assured athletes communicate more efficiently on the field. You got a kid out there that's talking, speaking, and getting the team kind of routed up or knowing what they're doing. That's something that you guys don't have to worry about as coaches. If you have that one leader on the team that knows what he's doing, has that confidence, awareness, definitely he's going to be a good player right there to develop the team. Fewer injuries as well too. Having that confidence, awareness, we definitely have less fewer injuries right there. Back to number 4, or going to number 4 here, long-term success. Youth athletes will adapt easier to different coaching styles as they advance. So if we teach these kids the basic fundamentals, then they can get up to high school, knowing what they're doing. So coaches like Coach Adcock's going into high school, we don't have to teach these kids the basics right here. Going into freshman year, they should know the basics of football. So then once you get into high school, sophomore, starting into JV varsity, that's when we start to see the advance of these kids. So we got the examples of fundamentals. Proper stance, proper alignment. So if you have the proper stance, you know the kid can get to the spot where he needs to be, will have better alignment, better angles of allowing the kids to get to the spot they need to be, especially on defense. If we have pursuit drills, the kids need to be running to the ball, getting to the ball. Offense, if we know where our blocking is, we know where our stance is as linemen, we shouldn't have holding field. We shouldn't have kids on the ground as much. So we got eye discipline and eye play recognition. So if we have good eye discipline, we know where we're going. We know what we're seeing as a running back, as a wide receiver, as a quarterback. We know where our players are going to be on the field as well too. So control tackling. Going back to the slide where we had the 30% of practice with contact, this is where we can work on that control tackling, tracking hips and angles. Trust me, we love the big hits. We love that, but during the practices, we can definitely eliminate those and definitely just work on tracking hips and angles right here. So we got blocking and leverages, not with head. So definitely, this is more important for the offensive line. I love coaching offensive line just because it's really easy to break down the basics for the kids to understand blocking techniques right here. Definitely one of my favorite things as being a running back coach is I take some of those keys from offensive line, I bring it to my running backs as well too. So if I'm leaving a running back in to block, they have the same technique as an O-line, so we don't have no collisions with the quarterbacks as well too. And ball security. That's definitely one thing I was always preach when I was in high school, college, is always take care of the ball. If you can't take care of the ball, we don't have fundamentals right there. We're gonna have everybody running around, trying to find the ball, and that's when we have injuries as well too. Alright, so going on with section 2, it's the off-season training for athletes, and we'll be discussing what you guys can do as well as coaches to help your players and your families and parents as well too. Alright, importance and benefits of off-season training. So we have phase 1, injury prevention through strength, ability, and balance training. So going on to phase 1, this definitely corrects muscle imbalance, improves joint stability, and reduces injury risk. So what we're teaching these kids as trainers is we're developing them in strength, mobility, balance, making sure when they get on the field, like in phase 3, keeping them more confident going into practice. So going on to phase 2, we have more time to correct bad habits. This is the time as coaches, y'all get together, work on things of, finding new fundamentals of developing your athletes as better players, taking the time to really meet with each other, meet with kids, meet with family. That's when we can really have that confidence and going into the next season. Just like I discussed in phase 1 to phase 3, having confidence heading into practice right here. So what coaches can do, coaches' roles for the off-season. Guide athletes towards proper trainers and programs. I work at Elevate. Y'all want to hit me up? I'll definitely get you guys ready, get your kids ready. Even other trainers as well too. Going out there, getting your kids athletic, or getting your kids in shape and ready for the seasons. Definitely don't want a kid coming back not in shape, and you have to develop a kid from getting in shape into could be missing out on the basics of what they need to be doing to get ready for the upcoming season. So emphasize multiple sport participations. Get a kid in track, man. I know kids hate running, but it's not about winning. It's about developing yourself, getting your speed up, getting your power up as well too. Developing runners right there as well. So educate your parents on needs of the rest periods. You gotta have rest periods for your kids, man. You can't have a kid working out from Monday through Sunday. Gotta throw the rest period in there. Usually for my kids, I always have a Sunday as a rest period. Using that Sunday as, stretching, mobility. Get some of your kids in yoga. You guys join yoga as well too. I promise you, being more flexible, being more mobile, is definitely good for your kids, keeping them from being injured as well too. So definitely educate your parents, educate yourself as well too, of having a rest period. Build excitement for these kids. Definitely not pressure, man. Have fun with these kids. Definitely on the off season, take them out, take them places, take them to the park. Build that bond with your team so once you guys get into the season, you don't have no problems with anyone that, with parents, with kids as well too. Definitely have some activities for your kids. Work out your kids as well too. On the off season, keep them together. Keep those kids together for sure. So we have our takeaways for coaches. Practice smart, less contact. Just like I said, the 30%, that's important right there. Definitely important keeping those kids safe and less playmaking or less play running. Work on the fundamentals. I know you guys love your plays. I know the kids love the plays. I promise you, you guys start with the fundamentals. Once you get through the fundamentals, then we can start working on play running. I know you guys love your plays. I know you guys love your installs and your playbooks, but I promise you, if you start from the basics, kids are going to understand the game a lot more than just running plays. More technique, more fundamentals first, off-season training right here. You're not coaching plays, you're building complete athletes right here. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming and appreciate the video. If you guys have any questions, I'm free to ask them right now. So I do train. I'm transferring. I'm not playing football anymore. I talked to my agent, I talked to my family. I'm done playing football. I'm transitioning to being a professional trainer, becoming a coach as well too. So I'm coaching at Cibola High School, I'm a running back, special teams coordinator, and I also am a trainer, performance coach, speed, agility, power, strength and conditioning at Elevate. Just went there recently, 2 weeks ago. So if you guys want my information or anything, I'll be here as well too. So I'm excited to see you guys, talk to you guys, and see what you guys have this season for your kids and for your athletes. Appreciate you guys, and I'll be here if you guys have any questions. Thank you again.